But how many elves could you want, my lord? Hey everybody, Brandon here from Create Commander. Thank you so much for tuning back in. This month's reserve list commander is going to be Eladamri Lord of Leaves. Eladamri Lord of Leaves is a green commander that's a 2/2 body for a summon legendary elf warrior. Other elf creatures have Forest Walk, doesn't necessarily have to be yours, and other elves have Shroud, so they cannot be the target of spells or abilities. So the biggest thing that we're going to be leaning into with Eladamri is the ability to have Forest Walk. Hopefully we're going to be playing against somebody else who's playing forests, and there might be a few ways in this deck to kind of give other players forests, even if they aren't running them. The first thing we want to do is make sure that we flood the board with elves, and that is where cards like Freyalise Land of War's Fury comes into play, along with other token generators such as Joanna's Elite, or the simple 1-drops such as Land of War Elves. And once you create a large enough board state, a card such as Elvish Promenade can make sure that you have a board that is certainly wide enough to do whatever it is that you need to do to take your opponents out. For a card that's going to help you in the later game, Ambush Commander comes in and turns all of your forests into 1/1 green elf creatures. For the longest time, one of the biggest issues that green had was being able to just outright remove something or destroy something that was a creature. Usually it had to rely on fight spells or something like that to be able to get the creature off the table. Now with the card Liquid Metal Torque, all you have to do is tap this artifact to turn something into an artifact, and then use another spell such as Naturalize or Return to Nature, and it's taken care of. No-Made Shepherd, which allows you to tap 4 of your untapped creatures and destroy a target artifact or enchantment. Reclamation Sage is another classic elf that comes in and destroys a target artifact or enchantment as well. And for our board wipe, there's the classic Azuri's Predation that just allows you to go extremely wide, make a boatload of beasts, and hopefully have a board state that's so wide that people can't recover from it. As far as card draw goes, Vanquisher's Banner has been around since the Ixalan block. All the creatures that we have chosen, such as Elf, are going to get +1/+1 because of this artifact, and whenever you cast a creature spell of that type, you're going to draw a card. Return of the Wild Speaker can either help us win the game by pumping all of our non-humans +3/+3, or drawing cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures we control. So even if this is drawing 3 or 4 cards for us, that is pretty significant depending on where we are in the game. Finally, Collective Unconscious can really draw us a lot of cards in the right circumstances. For example, after an Azuri's Predation, you have all those beast tokens on the battlefield, or you have all those elves. Collective Unconscious can certainly draw you upwards of 10 cards. The next part of this deck that is super fun is when you give forests to people who are not playing forests. Felonite Monk, this is the only non-elf creature in this deck. It is an insect monk cleric. It has tap, sacrifice a green creature, target land becomes a forest. This effect lasts indefinitely. Playing a card such as Song of the Dryads, where you enchant a permanent, any permanent that they have, including a land or something like that that's hard for them to sacrifice. That enchanted permanent is a colorless forest land. So why that's important, remember that our commander grants Forest Walk, which says that if an opponent has a forest, hey, all of our stuff can get through unblocked. Well, that's going to do it for our deck tech for this month. Eladamri Lord of Leaves is our reserve list commander for the month of March. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please let me know what you think of the deck below. Make sure to go down to my link tree in the description and follow me on all the other social media sites that I have. I look forward to seeing you out there, and I hope that you enjoy the deck. Remember that this deck is a $100 deck tech at the time of recording. However, it does not include the cost of the commander or the cost of basic lands, so remember to build your mana bases however you'd like. And I'll see you on the next one.